were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
So many. God damn, he has so many kids, man. God damn. Man, Allah had so many kids, man. The Messiah, Jesus, God in the flesh. Oh, man, what's up, Hot Rod, man? JP, JQ, what it do? Steve Hudson, appreciate you, man. Everybody got a source, and everybody has been wrong, Keno. Everybody has been wrong. God damn, man. I mean, like for real. Now I understand what Earl Spence is talking about. God damn, dog. Man, everybody got. Now I respect the fact that you don't cite your sources and what have you, but Earl Spence is supposed to have been fighting since September. This fight was supposed to be announced 4th of July weekend. Y'all remember that? Oh man, like they would announce a fight 4th of July weekend and you're with your family. Come on, man. You got to make all this make sense, man. Come on, man. You know, like, oh man, you know, but attached to that, don't it make you like exhausted from the fight? Like every day someone is reporting breaking news. The fight is scheduled for November 12th, November 19th, November 20th, November 21st, November 22nd, November 23rd. Oh, man. It's funny, man. Do y'all think y'all really going to get this fight this year? Oh, man. Y'all think they can promote a fight like that with Deontay Wilder and Tank Davis? I'm just saying, man. What's up, Blue? Like it's just god damn. Like at some point, we got to start using common sense, y'all. At some point, like for real. It's September 19th. Canelo fights September. Let's see. I don't know what last Saturday was. It had to be somewhere the 9th or the 10th. So I'm gonna just say the 10th. This Canelo fights on the 17th. September 24th is the next weekend. So it got to be. So let's hypothetically say it happens next week. That means you're given a fight 7 weeks to promote a fight where they got to pay high salaries. And you got to do a promotional tour. You got to go to New York. You may do something in Texas and invite the people from Nebraska to come down, or you may have to do Nebraska too. And you 100% got to do LA. God, I mean, it is like Jesus freaking Christ. I mean, like Jesus Cristo de Jesus, mi amor, holy Moses, black Moses, Puerto Rican Moses. I mean, God damn, like, oh man, it is just, man, I'm saying, man, the 4th of July. I heard reports that, oh, they're going to sign the 4th of July. That would be the biggest promotional mistake in the history of sports. I don't even have to call my sources. Hey, is the fight being announced July 4th? No, I'm just looking at it like, that's impossible. It's impossible. Like nobody would announce anything on the 4th of July that's not attached to America. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh man, I just sit back and I marvel. Like I sit back and I'm like, okay. I mean, at some point, common sense got to kick in and be like, how much time if you want a barometer, how many weeks did they use to promote Floyd Mayweather's fights? Just go back. May Cinco de Mayo to September 17th. June, July, August, September. That's 4 months. Oh, why did they need 4 months? They got to build the interest. They got to build the interest. They got to pump it out. They got to feed you. 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 Anything less than that, that means Earl and Terrence Crawford is doing this fight on a discount. That's the only reason. That's the only way. If Earl and Terrence said, man, let's do this fight for $4 million each. Then they're like, fuck it, let's do it tomorrow. Hey, but the bottom line is to this fight, man, Al Heyman is gonna squeeze Terrence Crawford, and he's gonna squeeze him till he pins him in a corner, because he knows when they go to a purse bid for his mandatory, he's only gonna make, I don't know, just over $1 million, maybe. Whoever bids on that. You know, we got a new promoter, Marvin Nation, which is real big out here in LA. Congratulations to them on winning the purse bid, you know, and so they're trying to enter the promotional ranks. You got so many people who try with boxing because there's no rules, you know, there's no guideline. So people with money always want to jump in boxing where it's not it has like no president or vice president. You know, you could sling with the Wild Wild West, like the guy Daniel Canahan, you know, like Jay Prince, like Don King, and the list goes on and on, like Al Heyman, you know, Bob Arum, who said he started his business with $10,000. You know, and how insane is that? Sheesh. Started his promotional company with $10,000 in 1965. Main bouts. And so here we are, waiting on the fight. We got people begging and crawling and asking for a fight. So now, what's the date now? November what? I don't even know what the date is anymore. I'm not clicking on that shit. I'm not clicking on nobody's shit that says I got the skinny on what when Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. I don't believe you. I don't believe none of you niggas. I don't believe you. We need more people. I don't, man. I don't. I haven't seen Earl Spence in the gym. I know he's in the gym, but when you know you got a fight coming, your whole mindset shifts. You know, your whole mindset shifts. Like it's like the stories pick up. Your friends are hanging around with you a little bit more. Your friends are using social media to get they get more confident. So you know when the fight is looming, you can feel it. We done been in this for such a long time. Earl Spence ain't hitting the heavy bag. Derek James ain't running. When's the last time you saw Derek James running? I don't know. I ain't been keeping up on Instagram so much, but I haven't seen it in my YouTube algorithms. You know what I mean? Like I did see people posting Floyd Mayweather took the trash out. Floyd Mayweather is roller skating. Floyd Mayweather is breathing. Floyd Mayweather is walking down the street. I'm like, man, these niggas are sick, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's news. Like, oh man. But anyways, man, you're not a journalist. You know what I mean? You're a vlogger. You know, but that's neither here nor there. But I haven't seen Derek James running in a long time. And you know what that means? His energy, like his focus. I'm not saying he's not running or working out, because Derek James is getting in good shape. But when you start seeing Derek James bravado start jumping off the Instagram screen, when you see Earl Spence, you know, he likes to talk in third person a lot, and he likes to send cryptic messages and emojis. You ain't seen no emojis from Earl Spence in how long? We ain't seen no emojis. Earl ain't got no fight. If it ain't no emojis coming from Earl, it ain't no fight. I ain't seen no big fish. I ain't seen no man down. I ain't seen strap season. I ain't seen blame Bob. I ain't seen blame Al Heyman. I ain't seen none of that shit. ain't seen none of that shit. So why are we promote? I mean, like, but here's the skinny on it, man. The only way this fight gets made this year is if they take a major pay cut. And that's the bottom line. They done convinced them that, hey, yada yada dee da 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 dee da da da. And I don't think Terrence Crawford's gonna budge because he live in Omaha, Nebraska. That motherfucker's no pun intended, but he's a really big fish in Omaha, Nebraska. You know what I mean? And he's living his best life down there. So I'm sitting here like, if they need 4 months to promote Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, they went on a three country tour. Bernard Hopkins went to Puerto Rico. Floyd went to Mexico. Oscar De La Hoya went to New York. Don't you think like they need time? I'm just asking. Thanksgiving weekend, so that means the final press conference is going to be on Thanksgiving. The weigh-in's going to be on Black Friday. The fight is going to be on the same day Ohio State plays Michigan. Ain't that the day Texas A&M plays Texas? I believe that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I mean, these are just pragmatic thoughts. And then the fight is going to be on a Monday or a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Sunday, Sábado, Domingo, Lunes, Martes, Viernes. What day is it going to be on? God damn. Do you think they would put that fight on during the middle of the week? Competing with Monday Night Football on a Monday? So that means the weigh-in is going to be on Monday Night Football? If it's going to be on a Tuesday? I mean, I heard of tacos on Tuesday. I ain't heard of no Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford on a Tuesday. The success of pay-per-views is expository income from passive aggressive boxing fans. Y'all call them novice fans. Y'all call them, I don't know, whatever terms you guys want to call them. But do you think they would invest $25 million in guaranteed purses? Let's just hypothetically speak. On a Tuesday? On a Tuesday? I might need to call Al on this. Hey, Al, are you doing a fight on a Tuesday? You mean to tell me you went to Harvard? You only working on one network, which only does big events on a Saturday. I've never seen Fox do a big event on a Tuesday. You got Super Bowl Sunday. So you mean they failed with Tank on Sunday competing against the NFL. So they say, fuck it. You know what we can do? We can do it on a Monday and go against Monday Night Football. Man, you got to make this shit make sense sometimes, man. You know what I mean? What's up, DS? What's up, Brad? You got to make this make sense, man. And I just sit back and I just be like, well, I guess so, man. Anyways, man. Let me bring y'all in, man, if you guys want to come in, man. And what else? Anthony Joshua, I think they still, matter of fact, I know they're miles away from making this fight. It sounds good on paper. ESPN is reporting it, but they got to the World Cup is on that day, the 3rd and the 4th or something like that. I don't know, but it's big over there. I've never heard of it, but so they got to manage that if they want to do that simultaneously. But Anthony Joshua has agreed. Now here's my take on this. Feel free to beam in if you like. If they made Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury have agreed to have verbally agreed to fight. Listen to this. Al Heyman's been blocking a lot of fights. Al Heyman has cost Deontay Wilder a lot of money. Think about it. Really think about it. I'm not just talking fighting what's the guy's name? Anthony Joshua. We got Dillian White. We got that guy who wins and he loses. He wins and he loses. He's like the American version of Chris Arreola, the black guy. In a street fight, you would run, but in a boxing match, you got a chance. What's that man's name? He fought Usyk. He just won a fight too. What's that man's name? Y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. Deontay Wilder didn't fight him. Dillian White, the Allen guy, the guy who just retired. He was an Olympic medalist. Joe Joyce, he could have knocked out years back. Just Derek Chisora. Thank you, dog. Derek Chisora. Thank you. Wilder should have fought Derek Chisora a long time ago. Wilder should have had a fight in the UK already. He done cost that man so much money, man. I don't respect none of them. Matter of fact, no, I respect them enough to know how to move. And when I look at this, I'm not saying how the details of what they do, but Eddie Hearn has some money for D on some level. I believe it. But Deontay is not a greedy guy. You know, if you guys ever get a chance to talk to him, he's humble, he's gracious. You know, he has a self-confidence that's through the moon, self-belief, self-confidence, and he's also gracious. So, do I think they're close? From what I know, not from what I hear, Earl is cool. But if I'm Crawford, I'm like, fuck you, Al. Nah, I'm not doing no upside. Nah. I respect what Terrence Crawford is doing. I really respect what he's doing. I ain't lying. That's just me personally. I said 3 years ago. Y'all remember how many videos I did on this subject? Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford should have formed a short-term union. There's more than one outfit that can put on this fight. But what's another key element that's holding up this fight is it's no Mexican fan base, no how you say it, no Filipino fan base, no African fan base, no UK fan base, and so on and so forth. They don't have faith in your black ass. They don't respect your dollar. They don't respect your fighter. And this is Al Heyman included, the big four. They don't respect your dollar. Why do you think Al Heyman never puts a big-time black fighter versus another big-time black fighter in the ring? You don't see it. Bob Arum told you what he does. Mexican fan base is plug and play. Go watch my interviews. Let me open up these phone lines in case someone want to beam in, holler at your boy. It is I respect Terrence Crawford. I do. I really do. For telling Al, no, you got to come harder. You got to come better. Terrence Crawford is rich. Al Heyman is not the 2019 Al Heyman financially as it pertains to boxing. I do believe Al Heyman is richer than he's ever been in his life, though. I definitely believe that. If the fight is November 26th, Al and Terrence and Earl took a major pay cut. Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's happening, Fred, man? What's going down, man? Keep talking about this fight, man.
I'm just making sure you're driving safe.
Oh, I'm good, man.
All right.
I'm good.
Cool.
I think this fight might be a victim of the economy itself now. Where we at? Did you see the CPI number prints that they had today?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, the interest inflation is like 8% now, which is at record. So with interest rate, with the inflation rate going up that high, and a lot of these companies, which I don't know if people know, like the big mega tech is always growing, and they throw money at it, like growth, like it's no tomorrow. And what they've done is they've stopped all the third party people that they have. A lot of those contracts, they cancel them early because they're not investing in that. The market, they kind of cancel that early. So I'm bringing that up to say tech grows at those money at growth like there's no tomorrow. They're starting to shrink their growth, the amount of money they're putting into that. So if they're doing that, now you got the network starting to shrink. Like people, the stability of people throwing away money just to invest it for the future, that's kind of shrinking. So the networks and everybody is shrinking how much money they're putting towards things without a guarantee that they're going to make a return. So I think this particular fight and all the fights in general, they're going to be tight, these networks. Because all those budgets are kind of shrinking them. The layoffs are happening. Things are happening that maybe it don't affect us personally, but it's affecting the entire economy, and this might be a victim of it. Because these budgets are part of mega budgets, and they're a small percentage of that particular network. So they got to squeeze everything down. So they're going to have to squeeze everything down. You might be a victim of the actual economy itself, because it's just not good. And another thing that's happening, which hopefully it doesn't happen, the railroads. I don't know if you heard about this. By Friday, if they don't come up to an agreement, I think it's CSX, which is like the major railroads, they're going to go on strike. If they go on strike, that's 30% of the U.S. economy that'll be halted, which will cost like $2 billion a day. So there's a lot of pressure economically going on right now that has an effect on all of these other things that we just don't pay attention to. So I think we have to put that into play too. Now, how much it plays on this particular fight, I don't know. I would imagine it has something to do with it. I wouldn't say it has everything to do with it, but I would think that would have something to do with it, with the economy and the things that are going on. That stuff affects everything, because that's all extra money. You know, we started talking about flights and people flying places and booking tickets, paying for pay-per-view and all of that stuff. That's all extra money. But that's my call for that. I just wanted to say that, man. I think we just got to pay attention to the other part of it, too. The number part from not just Showtime, not just for the promoters, but where the promoters getting their money from. They're getting money from the networks. The networks, their budgets are constricting. They're getting tighter. And then the fighters have a number that they're not willing to go below, and which they shouldn't. But it's just a part of where we're at right now, because it took so long for them to mature this fight. That's just the environment that we're in right now.
Okay, makes sense. It's practical.
Yeah, it's just the environment. Now, how much it does, I don't know how far it takes them. Mature this fight. That's just the environment that we're in right now.
Oh shit! Did I kick you off?
Yeah.
No, my bad. I kicked you off by accident, dog. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up now? This is Jerry from Baltimore.
I know. What's up?
What your caller's saying is the absolute gospel. The fact of the matter is boxing is not popular in the United States. It's at an all-time low. It's not nearly as popular as it was in the 90s, even just 20, 30 years ago. And even the 2000s, it's not a popular sport. There's only one guy in the entirety of the United States boxing market that is close to being a big draw, and that's Canelo Alvarez. Tank Davis draws little regional crowds. He does well, but he's nowhere near the scale of Alvarez. And even Alvarez in this upcoming fight, because Dazin has no platform for advertising. That's something that they may have overlooked in the grand scheme of things, because ESPN is not advertising this fight. Of course, Showtime's not, because they're not airing it either. And Dazin, because they're subscription based, they don't really have an advertising platform for this fight. So this should be a big fight coming this weekend. I don't know now, because it's gotten very little hype. But my main point is with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, there's nothing there, especially from Crawford's looking at Crawford, to expect that any promoter is going to want to invest. They're not going to invest. They don't give a fuck how good the fight is or how much the fans, boxing fans, want to see it. They care about what they can make. And I think they'd be willing to make a reasonable profit on the fight. But I think between the fighters' purses, at least from what I can tell, between the fighters' purses and the track record of the pay-per-view sales of especially Crawford, right there, they don't see where they're going to get a return on the money. And it sucks for hardcore boxing fans like us, but that's just the simple reality of it.
Well, I'll say this. Tank Davis had 19,000 people in New York, Memorial Day weekend. I'm assuming Canelo will probably do 15,000 people and may do 500,000 buys. So the interest is there for people. And the people that didn't have the money wasn't gonna go to this fight anyway. I believe you're dealing with a percentage of people that want to go out and make it an event. I think that there is a percentage, but I think it's smaller than what people think. That will go out and support this fight.
Talking about Golovkin and Canelo.
No, I'm talking about Spence and Crawford, because if
okay,
well, I'll hold my opinion for Sunday, because we'll go over the attendance. If you don't mind, shoot a comment in the comment section to remind me to look at the attendance for Triple G and Canelo, and that will give us a great barometer as to as opposed to us speculating. We'll use him as the barometer.
Well, let me also add that live gates, it's been a long time. It's only been recently in the last couple of years where people have really brought in the live gate, because the live gate usually dwarfs what the pay-per-view, the model for, Mayweather and for most of the 90s and 2000s was a pay-per-view model. And that is where the money really poured in. And the live gate, nobody ever really mentioned it, because it just wasn't, it was dwarfed. But now, especially with the case of Tank Davis, they really can't brag about his pay-per-view numbers, because they're really not that good. But they can brag about the live gate. That's what they can brag about. And Tank Davis and the PBC and Showtime, they are still following the model of the pay-per-view model. And in that capacity, really, there's only one guy, and that's Alvarez. Tank's numbers dwarf Alvarez. Alvarez just fought a foreigner who only had 15 fights and really wasn't known, and he sold 550,000. At least that's what was reported, which isn't Mayweather or Pacquiao numbers, of course not. But in this era for pay-per-view, that's pretty good. But beyond him, there's nobody really close. So the whole market is down. And just like the other caller said, the people that finances the fights, the promoters and the networks, it's very precarious right now, especially with Spence and Crawford. Even though it's a highly anticipated fight amongst hardcore boxing fans, the question is will it sell to mainstream boxing fans enough to cover all the expenses, you see? And I think that's fundamentally what's wrong with the fight. Someone has got a pretty high price tag on what they want. I'm not going to speculate on who that is. Many people believe it's Crawford. Maybe it is. But you know, if those promoters don't feel like they're going to make money, not just get their money back, but if they're not going to make a reasonable profit, they ain't going to make the fight. And I don't give a fuck who's the mandatory or who this, that, the other thing. If it's all business first. If they can't get their money back and make a profit, they ain't going to make it.
Right. Dion, what's up?
What's going on, man? So y'all still talking about this Crawford Spence fight? Still, man, it's over with, man. I don't even want to talk about it no more. You know what I'm saying? That fight, unfortunately, was right again. PBC going broke. You know what I'm saying? And Crawford saying, you know, I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? After seeing what Spence been doing, you know what I'm saying, in the ring, y'all gonna have to give me some more money for that Jeopardy, Al. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a 50-50 fight. Every other fight I've been going in, I've been 100% to one.
Right.
He ain't never been in no 50-50 fights. And I had to ask a Crawford fan the other day, like, y'all doing all this bash. I said, y'all doing all this bashing and stuff, man. Like, and Earl just kept it 100, like, you know, 3 belts, fought the better competition, lesser fights. And your man just, he was spoiled over there, but at the same time, he was getting pimped. But he chose to keep on getting pimped. Like, that's not nobody else's fault if you keep on wanting to get pimped. That's just bad business. You know what I'm saying? And he just hates Earl's shine, bro. He just hates Earl's shine. And
you think that
every time he get a chance, he always talking, and then he got so many videos of him. He got so many videos of him looking stupid, contradicting himself. So that's the reason why I say I don't understand no Crawford fan, because y'all support this shit. And like I said, I don't even want to hear that shit. I don't even want to hear it, right or wrong. We can get it. Like I said, I don't even have Showtime right now.
Me either.
That's how bad I wanted this fight. But like I said, let the excuses be the excuses. Like I said, let the excuses be the excuses. They can say what all they want. Like I said, is about to probably fucking because of the business. And we don't want to see no Thurman fight. Flat out.
All right, go ahead, Al.
That's Jerry, just my opinion.
No, you got somebody on. Jerry. I got you, dog. Yep.
Great points from everybody, especially what Jerry was talking about in the first caller that mentioned the state of the economy right now, and that kind of plays to what we spoke about earlier, Fred. A lot of these cats, they expect to get paid X amount of dollars, but you really not a draw. You know, in this business, the powers that be, those that finance the fight and put up their dollar, they look for a return on their investment. If you cannot guarantee them a return on their investment, then they don't give a fuck about nothing, because that money talk. It talk louder than anything. And people always say, well, PBC can't come up with X amount of dollars for Earl Spence and Crawford, but they was able to come up with X amount of dollars for Canelo out the sky. Well, one thing you dumb fucks got to realize is Canelo sells. I don't care what y'all want to say, he a drug cheat or whatever. He sells. Money talks. Just like all them YouTubers that coming on. Man, them niggas is selling, man. If you want to be a part of this boxing game, you have to be a star. You have to be a mega star, because like Jerry said, man, boxing is a dying sport in America, man. It's not really It's not boxing of the 80s or the 70s, man. It's too much other stuff to do, man. We got football, basketball, college football. We got amusement park, theme park, man. We got everything you could do in this place in America. If you not an
Hey,
attraction,
round
man,
top.
yeah.
But whose fault is that, man? The fighters don't want to fight each other either.
And it's their fault. These niggas is trying to protect the O. Like, man, these dudes are so delusional, a lot of them, when it comes down to, everybody want to say they're a Hall of Fame fighter, they're a legacy fighter. But what have you cemented into your legacy to be deemed such, to be honorable mention in that category? What have you done? These niggas is trying to protect the O. Man, we living in one of the best welterweight eras in a long time, man. This is a great welterweight era in the last 5-10 years, especially these dudes right now. All these dudes should be fighting each other, man, because they can all beat each other on any given night.
All right, but check this out, though. Let me interrupt.
One second, Jerry. Let me get Zoe off. Let me get Zoe off. Jerry, let me get Zoe off. Go ahead, Zoe. Go ahead, Zoe. Then we can round it. Go ahead. I just want to be fair. Go ahead, Zoe. And then y'all.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. The gentleman before me pretty much, said things I was gonna say. I was hoping that if all this failed, I think we talked about this before, that they would just go ahead and go to the UAE and deal with the Dubai businessmen that wanted to just guarantee the purses and just deal with whatever time slots that you could put the fight on. I still think that the numbers would still possibly be the same if you had to watch the fight maybe 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I think once you get off into the football season, if Errol does take a fight, a fight in November with somebody, I think the fight maybe it's like April at this point. I just think that, Bud, he painted himself into a situation. We talked about this before. At the end of the day, it's about numbers. It's not about feelings. It's not about what you think. It's all about numbers. And to me, if you're not gonna make it here, then just UAE to me, and just deal with the time slot they want to give you. Because at this point, this is really this fight. Is really the only the main fight that you have to make in boxing. It's the main fight, and not only is it the main fight that you have to make in boxing, it's the best style matchup, period, that you could provide, that you could provide for boxing fans. So, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I hate that Terrence Crawford, because I think he fought Sean Porter last November, I believe, or December. So you're talking about a year plus hiatus out the ring. So like I said, man, I really don't know, what I hope if when he does fight, that they do release the information, they do release what held up the fight and why the fight has fallen through, and we get that information, so we don't have to continue to put out things, because now I heard the latest gossip was that it's a problem with it, if it's going to be on Fox, or if it's going to be on Showtime or something like that, some type of thing like that. So, like I said, man, I'm over it. I'm just gonna. I do hope that we can see Errol, in November. I will look forward to that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a Bud fan, but I just, now that everything's coming to light, I'm not really liking some of the things that I'm seeing Bud do. But it is what it is, man. I ain't gonna take up too much more time talking.
Go ahead, Jerry. And y'all can just go ahead and talk. Go ahead, Jerry.
One thing we all got to keep in mind, and throughout the build-up of this fight potentially happening and not happening, is people are picking sides a little bit personally, in that you hear people say, well, Bud is ducking, or Spence is that. Nah, man, these guys have been fighting since they were little kids. Mm-hmm. They're probably the top 2 pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. They're highly competitive dudes. They ain't ducking each other, man. That notion by any.
Hey, Jerry. Jerry.
Yeah.
Your name is Jerry, right? All right.
Yeah,
You just hit the lottery. You came up on some money. Who you putting it on, Spence or Crawford?
No, but I'll tell you that. But just let me finish
No,
by
no,
saying.
No. You just hit the lottery. Who you putting the money on, Spence or Crawford?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that, but I want to finish my point because I've been waiting to say it, and I want to finish it. And my point is this: they're not ducking each other. They don't make the fights. The financiers, the promoters, and the networks, they make the fights. Bud Crawford seems to me like a little bit of a stubborn guy. I see that in his fighting style. He's stubborn. If you hit him, you done fucked up because hitting him only pisses him off and makes him come at you harder. And Bud has made some good money in his career. And listening to what he says himself, he's kind of happy with what he accomplished in his career already. And he may just feel like, look, he knows how good Spence is. So he may just feel like, look, you all want that fight. You're gonna have to pay me good money for it because otherwise I can just retire and I don't need 200, 300 million like Mayweather. I don't need millions and millions. I got some millions. I got a nice place, house. I don't need it. But if you want it, then you're gonna. So I can get that. Regarding who wins the fight, I ain't gonna lie to you. I go back and forth.
I didn't say who win. I said you just came up on you just hit the lottery. Who you putting your money in on? Not to win.
On Bud Crawford.
Oh my God.
Today.
Okay.
Now,
go ahead, finish your point. Okay, go ahead.
Tomorrow I might say Earl Spence, man, because I ain't gonna front. I've watched both these guys since they turned pro. They're excellent fighters. They're probably two best pound for pound fighters in the sport. Both undefeated. You can say people can look at their common opponents. Crawford did a quicker job on both common opponents. Earl Spence probably has the better overall resume at 47. But, I don't know how anyone, I hear people saying, well, Spence is just going to whoop the shit out of Earl. And I'm like, but, or Bud is just going to whoop the hell out of Spence. I don't see it like that, man. I see it's very difficult for me to pick a winner there.
No, I didn't say pick a winner, though. I didn't say pick a winner. I'm talking about just like we making our points about, you know what I'm saying? The return of your finance. The return of your finance.
Who would I bet on? That's what you're asking me. So you're basically asking me.
No, I did not say bet on. I did not say bet on.
Okay.
I said, who would you invest your money on? Spence or Crawford?
Not any different. Yeah,
but you already told me Crawford, so it don't even matter. It don't even matter.
It could be Spence. I don't know who the fuck.
That's what I said. You wishy-washy, man. You ain't standing on what you saying, bro.
No, Jerry right about as far as what he said about them not ducking each other. Like I don't understand the talk. Only guys that say that fighters duck each other is guys that never really been punched or never really been in the ring, never trained. Because when you done fought your whole motherfucking life, it ain't a soul on this planet you scared of. Because what's the worst a motherfucker can do to you when you got two fists and they using you two fists and you using two fists? Every fighter done got their ass whooped. Every fighter done got they bell rock. Every fighter done got concussed. And if you at that elite level, you done made it through you the cream of the crop. You done made it through it all. You're not scared of nobody. So let's get this straight. This is for the whole YouTube community. This is for the world. Ain't no fighter scared of another fighter. Of course, they weigh the risk of knowing that who's who. Man, this guy gonna give me a run for my money. Like, it's just like the animal kingdom. All them animals in the jungle know who's who. They ain't got a hoorah about this and that. They know who's who, but ain't nobody scared of nobody in that. And when it comes to boxing and just combat sports, period. Believe that a man the same. That's reason why. That's one of the reasons why I started fighting, because after high school I didn't get I love basketball. I wanted to go to the NBA. When I started training in college, I was in high school training with college. I said these niggas is too big. I got fouled and realized these niggas is way stronger than me. They 6'7", 6'8", and I ain't got no taller than 5'9". I didn't get 5'9" until I was in high school. So I said, man, what sport can I go to where it's an even matchup, where I got a fighting chance? And I said, well, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing when I was a kid. What my dad showed me how to do, what I loved at birth, was to fight. And I said, oh man, I can fight somebody my size, my weight. Oh, bring it on. You don't have a feeling of fear, believe me. There's no feeling of fear there. So this is for the whole, I hope everybody, this is for the whole YouTube community. Them dudes is not ducking each other. Jerry made another good point. Jerry made another good point when he said, Bud is stubborn, man. And I ain't mad at him. He got a right to demand a proper payday. You know, they trying to squeeze that brother. And I ain't mad at him for holding up the fight because he deserved every penny, because really what they trying to do is they trying to play him for a sucker. He ain't getting no terms. Ain't none of the terms on favoring him. And this goes to show in the boxing world, I don't give a fuck who you is. You need representation, and your representation gotta be backed by money. Bud ain't got no representation. Why you think he went over to holler at Jay-Z? Because he needs some real money talking for him. He don't got that right now. He don't got no representation in this game.
Bud gonna have a 360 deal with. He still got Callahan now. He doing Rock Nation. Bud desperate. But at the end of the day, you made some good points of what you're saying. But at the same time, go back to Haney. He betted on himself and came out with 2 promoters, and everybody in America knew that was a grimy contract.
Yeah,
but he betted on himself. But the results of it is,
right.
He came out with 2 promoters.
And Moses.
And he got the belts. I know this brother LV want to get on. Go ahead, say what you got to say, brother. I don't want to hog the mic. I know he want to holler. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I got Haney, you. Every deal.
You can go after him, LV.
And Haney got fighting Cambosis. I mean, Haney's league's better than Cambosis. Bud Crawford knows how good Errol Spence is. He can recognize that game there, and vice versa. So every situation is different. And for Devin, that was a good opportunity to get all the belts and fight a guy that pretty much everybody knew he was going to beat. That's not the case with this fight. This fight is a lot more even, and so his dynamics are a little different there, wouldn't you say?
But they don't. But the terms of the deal, though, bro, it don't.
Yeah, the terms were one-sided.
Matter if he.
I mean, for Cambosis, they were a little one-sided, but you got to keep in consideration too that Cambosis had all the belts, and so that's a big opportunity for Devin. And that Cambosis was able to put 50,000 people in that stadium. You see, so. I don't blame Devin Haney for taking that opportunity, and every deal's different, Bud Crawford's made a lot more money than Devin, I think, up to this point. And Bud is his own guy, and he may feel like, hey, I got 10, 12, 13, 14 million. I got a nice house. I got a decent legacy to retire on a Hall of Fame credentials. And he just may be stubborn, thinking, hey, I don't fucking need it. But if you want it, you can get it, but you're going to have to pay for it. You see what I mean? And what can you do? You can't.
Yeah, I'll feel you.
A million times, you can't really say how much he thinks he's worth. Now, the thing is, though, in the future, if he doesn't take the fight, right? If he doesn't take the Spence fight for whatever money, which will probably still be pretty decent money, he may regret it. He may be, down the road, 40 years old, and say, "Fuck, man, I should have did it. I should have took what was."
He's gonna regret it the next fight, because the next fight is gonna be a purse bid.
I think the reality is this, right? Boxing has been the same since the beginning of time. There's an A side and there's a B side. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you think of all the great fights that we've all had, from Leonard to Hearns to Hagler and Hearns, all the great ones. I mean, just think about it. You guys know them. There's always been an A side and B side, man. It's really been that simple. And I think that when it comes to negotiations, if you know you could beat a guy and you know you really want to beat him to prove a point, you're going to make the fight happen, period. You're not going to be back and forth and wishy-washy and trying to figure out this and all. It's not going to be that. It's been black and white with
I
EJ.
mean, it is going to be that. They're very complicated.
Let me finish. It's been black and white with EJ since day one. He said he was clear what it was going to be. Period. He got all them belts, and he said, "All right, Terrence, I'm coming for them belts. I told you this is what I'm doing." So everybody knew that was the fight to be. Everybody. Terrence knew it too. He re-signed with Bob. Fine. That's his decision. We all understand that. But in knowing that, EJ is building up traction. He's putting money in the bank. He's building up all this revenue in regards to fans, in regards to pay-per-view numbers, everything. So now when you go to the table, he's got a bigger bag to lobby with and say, listen, man, we can get the fight done, but listen, based on this, I'm pretty much running the show here as far as the negotiations. That's why Floyd did what he did. I mean, it's the blueprint. Floyd understood when he fought Oscar, I'm not the A side, man. So Oscar can have everything he wants. I don't care. But you know what? When I beat him, I'm going to be the guy. Then now I can call the shots for everything. It's always been that way. So that's why I'm confused when I'm hearing that this fight is not being made. And then you hear Bob say, actually a couple of times I heard Bob on Fred's show, he said Crawford's been a problem, man, negotiation-wise.
Yeah.
It's always been an issue.
I can believe that.
You know what I mean? So now we get to this point now where it's time to make this fight. We're hearing all these issues going on. And I'm saying to myself, what's the problem, man? It's black and white. It's not difficult now. To your point, my man, that you stated earlier, Crawford's stubborn. He's got an ego. Then that's a problem. Because you shouldn't be stubborn. You shouldn't have an ego in a sense of meaning that we all are stubborn to an extent, everybody, and have an ego. But if you know you could beat the guy who is the guy, because he's got the belts, he's got all the check marks that I said, then we shouldn't have an issue. We should make it. One last point. Fred, this goes to you. I wanted to ask you something. When you said about Canelo and EJ and everybody being more popular, I think, Fred, it comes down to, honestly, is those dates. When Floyd made that transition and he gave those dates to Canelo, that Cinco de Mayo date and that Mexican Independence Day date, those are the dates. You get the fights on those dates, you're going to pretty much be able to tap in to that audience. And I think that has what's catapulted Canelo is because of those dates. Floyd had them dates on a chokehold. If you look back to the beginning, when he really got the belts from Oscar and he started rolling and became Money Mayweather, all of his fights was on those dates. He did not change for nothing for 10 years. So my thing, I'm talking about a top fighter now. The key is to get Floyd's dates. You get them dates, you're booked in to make about 500 per pay-per-views, or like Canelo numbers, because of the Mexican fan base, the Hispanic fan base. They've been known to pay and watch fights on those dates. And to me, that is the key. What say you, sir?
That's a great point.
Yeah, I do think there's some turnkey plays in boxing, and Cinco de Mayo, for one, is a turnkey play. And Floyd maliciously and correctly monetized those dates, and like you said, Floyd aged out and Canelo stepped in and took those dates, rightfully so, because those are the people that support him. Now, what didn't
who had those dates before Floyd? I mean, before was it Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar had it.
Mm-hmm. So why is that important? Is no black fighter below heavyweight has galvanized the spirits to the degree of Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather,
Holyfield, baby.
Holyfield, yes. Holyfield
made a lot of money.
Yeah, Holyfield and what's called is the last
he one of the pay-per-view kings. Holyfield.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah,
Holyfield made a lot.
He made a lot of money. Yeah, for sure. So and a lot of that has to do with obviously laziness, yeah, and two, the infrastructure of the people that we're speaking of, PBC. There's no infrastructure, so there's like no plug and play for promotion. ESPN has a plug and play.
Because Floyd, Floyd, because Fred, the reason why I say that is because of this.
Yes.
And everybody on the panel, I want to throw this out there to you guys too.
So you can go.
You give a fighter like EJ his fighting style, being from Texas, big Mexican fan base, a lot of Mexican fans he has down there. You give him those dates, I guarantee you guys, he'll be just as big as a star of Canelo.
Oh, his number's gonna go up 35%, 40% for sure.
And I'm really stressing this too because I'm stressing his fighting style. You look at his fighting style, the way he fights.
That's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about. I went to sleep analyzing that fight last night, and I was thinking about because I'm much like Jerry, man. I've been going back and forth on who I got, man. One day I'm Spence. One day I'm Crawford, but if I had to just give any slight edge, I would have to give Crawford. It would be like
there's no way I give Crawford an edge. Here's the reason why
I'm gonna tell you why. Though. I'm gonna tell you why I give him an edge. I was taught like this, and because I remember my trainer, Charles Williams, Jeremy Williams' dad. He always told me, and he always trained us to do multiple things. He put this in my mind. He said, "This is how you able to find out who's gonna win the fight. The man that can do more things. The man that can do more things usually wins the fight. So percentage-wise, just based on that right there, I gotta go with Crawford because he has more layers. But damn it, EJ is a fucking dog.
Here's the missing piece with that, and you're 1,000% right. The missing piece is, as a fighter, as you guys know, is this. And inside.
Oh, definitely.
Crawford is too much of an emotional fighter to get in there with a guy like him. See, styles make fights. You guys know this, and you're a fighter, so you understand that. The way EJ fights, Floyd said it. He said sometimes in some fights, you got to jab. You got to keep your distance. But in his words, he said, but sometimes you just got to fight a motherfucker.
Hey, and I'm glad, man. You touching on exactly what I was thinking last night.
Right. So what I'm saying is this: it's not. I agree with you with Crawford with the layers, but the type of fighter that Spence is, he's gonna force you. You think Ugas wanted to fight that fight? He didn't want to fight that fight.
Hell no.
He had no choice but to.
And
so what I'm saying is, being that Crawford's an emotional guy, we all say this. He's going to get in the ring with a guy that's going to really put him to the test of if he can really be a patient guy and be a Floyd and say, I don't care what happens, I'm sticking to my game plan. That's not going to happen. And once he gets in that wheelhouse, I would say probably around like 5, 6, 7, that round, I think that's when it's going to be a problem for Crawford. I don't think EJ stops him. I don't think he knocks him out. I think the fight gets stopped because of a swollen eye, a broken. I think it's going to be something like that to where the ref stops it. That's why I agree with you, but that's Crawford's emotional issues, man. That's the problem.
Great. You made a great point, brother, because I always think because I'm a better coach than I was a fighter simply because from the outside looking in, my brain is able to make adjustments better outside the ring than inside the ring. Like, and I'm from seeing it on the outside, I'm a lot better. I'm great inside the ring when I'm on and I'm in shape, but as a coach, I'm 1,000% better. And I always, in order for me to be able to guide a man to beat another opponent, I gotta be able to understand how could I be able to beat him. So I went to sleep last night thinking, how the fuck would I be able to beat EJ? Because I do not want to fight this nigga 12 rounds on the inside. But guess what? I'll be a fool not to take the fight right there. Because no matter what, I would be expending energy trying to bounce around that ring, walk around that ring when EJ is going to walk my ass down. No, I need to be ready to fight a war of will and a war of attrition, because that's what it comes down to with EJ. And that's what makes EJ so damn good, because his style alone, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to ask you this, brother.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to let you hop right back in. Who said that? You're exactly right. Who said that? Bozie Ennis said it. Bozie Ennis said the same thing. He said, you know what? If Jerome fight EJ, we gonna fight his fight. We ain't running from possession. We gonna fight.
You got to, man. Because you gotta the only way you stop a bully from hitting you, you gotta hit him back. You gotta meet fire with fire. And EJ has shown that he's been in the ring with a multitude of styles, and he's shown that everybody got that punishment. Nobody was exempt. Nigga, he gave Floyd that punishment. Let's understand this. He gave Floyd that punishment. Hey. So watch this. If you look at EJ's style, how does EJ hold his hands? He fights behind a high guard. You cannot box a high guard. You will punch yourself out. What are you going to hit? You're going to have to fight a guy on the inside, because the only way in which you're going to be able to hit him clean and flush is short and choppy punches. But you're going to have to get inside of him, because he got a hell of a jab. So if I was to fight EJ, I'm training my ass off like never before, and I'm pushing my punching power through the roof, because I'm about to make sure every punch I hit this nigga with, I'm trying to knock him down. This is the only way. So that's the key right there. Go ahead, Dion.
But you said a good point. Choppy, short punches. But Crawford got long arms. He ain't gonna be able to do that.
No. He has punch variation like a motherfucker. He can punch from every distance.
But I will say that he got some sniper shit in him. You know what I'm saying? His sniper shit, right?
That's it. Sniping.
But it's just go back just like Earl and Bud used to argue about who hit. Like Bud said, I finished him, and Spence said I hit him harder. Who hit the hardest? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. I just don't think by Bud getting hurt by Gamboa and all them, EJ hit too hard, man.
But check this out. Where Earl coming forward the way he does, he puts steady and consistent pressure. Bud style is more of a sniper. And you seen when he fought Jose Benavidez. Benavidez was tall, he had long arms, he's a tricky fighter, and at 147 he had good size on him. He gave Bud some problems here and there. But look what happened. In the last round, with just a few seconds left, he got complacent for 1 second, and bang.
I love that comparison, but that's tough to say, man, because
but let me finish by saying forward aggression is great when you got an opponent that can't give you something to think about and to stop you from coming forward like that. Now, Earl is very strong at 147, so there really hasn't been too many guys been able to really match him on physical strength. Kell Brook was able to do it until he got stopped. He was given as good as he was getting, and he was catching Earl with good shots, but Earl's got a great chin. But Bud is a sniper. He's not just going to stand there and let Earl Spence pound on him like others have.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hear that, but the only issue I have with that is one thing you stated, which was right on point. They're weight classes for a reason, man. Their sizes for a reason. Danny even said it. He said getting in there with Errol's like getting in there with a middleweight. That's a different type of guy. Like Benavidez, like I understand what you're saying about Benavidez, but Benavidez's skill set is not the same as EJ. So I understand, like, you know, that sniper stuff. Like I got all that. But you have to understand that when you're in a ring with a guy that's putting the pressure like he's putting on, it forces you to fight a fight that you don't want to fight. I don't really think everyone has been saying this from the top guys to the lower guys. Crawford does not want to get into a fight that Spence wants. He does not. I don't care how much of a sniper he is, anything, because remember, Spence is the bigger man. He is.
Yeah, but Bud's filled in nice at welterweight now. That motherfucker ain't small, and plus he's got that wrestling.
I understand. You could fill out all you want, but there's a thing called a natural size of a person, right? Just
But I'm gonna tell you this about Bud though. Bud is the strongest person pound for pound I ever felt. Like I played basketball with the dude, and like you can just gauge a person's strength. And we were just playing, man. And this dude posted me up, and I said his lower, like his center of gravity, pound for pound, I've never felt somebody that stronger. And he had slippers on, dude. And I'm like, Bud is really, really strong, man. He's a freak of nature. The amount of athleticism that he has, and he's put him in there with anybody, he can go. Like Bud is really that guy. EJ really that guy. The fight is damn near. It's dead.
No, listen. I agree, man. I'm not knocking none of that. I agree. I just think, and I'm sure you know, you being a coach and you being a fighter,
Fight ain't never happening.
Right. My thing is for 12 rounds, man. 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's just a couple of rounds. You're in there with a bigger, stronger guy that's a natural.
I don't know if Earl is stronger than Bud, though, to be honest with you.
No, but what I'm saying is a natural. I'm sure you know, man, because there's weight classes for a reason. So if this guy's really a natural middleweight and he's in there, that's a different fight than when you come in at 47. Because you know, what would he be weighed in at, Fred? What would he be weighed in at the night of the fight? About 165 coming in?
164, 165. That's
but actually Bud is about 5'6.5", 5'7", no taller than that.
EJ's like 5'10", man.
Okay, but watch this though. I'm gonna tell you something about Bud. Bud being 168 legit for 10 years. When he first moved to 140. When he first moved to 140, he told me, he said, I'm about to go up to 147. He said, because I cannot make this weight too much longer. Bud was naturally walking around at 168, 175 10 years ago. He is a big dude. That dude is not no regular. He is no regular dude when it comes. He's just like Deontay Wilder. He's a genetic freak, dude. I'm telling you.
He's still smaller, though.
Let me get the super chat. Brandon White. Bud key to win is his counter. Hit EJ with something he don't see. Even though I say this, I got EJ, and we got someone else who wants to join the party. We got Dog Money. Appreciate you for coming through.
What's going on? What's going on, Fred?
Hey, what's up, dog?
What's up, rest of y'all fellas? Y'all doing all right?
What's going on?
I ain't too much. I wanted to ask the guy over there in the right corner. He's a boxer, right? How hard is it to win a nationals as a boxer?
Man, that's basically a world title, man. It's the same thing, man. It's very competitive. You got the best fighters in the country, and you have to qualify for a lot of them tournaments. You know, you got to be selected in some of them, and then you got to fight the best guys, and you got to do it in like a 3-day span. You got to fight in succession, and you got to keep your weight down if you're one of them guys that don't naturally fight at that weight.
Hey, don't you have to have like 5 fights in a weekend or something like that?
Exactly, and you got to keep the weight, because when I fought in the nationals, I had never fought at 132 pounds in my life. Never. That was the most to make it. 7 days before the fight, I was 148 pounds, and I kept asking my coach, "How the hell am I gonna get down? Why did you want me to take this fight? Why did you want me to fight it this way?" "Oh, because you can beat those guys. I know you can." I was so fucking exhausted. I didn't have no power to even get past the first fucking fight. I was just exhausted, man. I was shitting pellets and I was pissing drips. Like I killed myself to make 132 pounds. It's extremely hard to win a national title.
Well, the reason why I asked you that question was, because everybody always talk about EJ like he just won, got 1 year. He won the nationals like 2 or 3 times. And
very successful amateur.
Yeah, I think actually I think it was 3 times. He was a 3-time national champion. That's what I remember.
And went to the Olympics. I'm pretty sure to do all that, you got to be able to box.
Of course.
You gotta have more than one gear. You know what I mean?
And he do know how to box. A lot of guys, they get caught into just what you can see from the outside looking in, but really inside of there, a guy that's fighting with him, they understand it. Like it's certain positions you put like EJ can put himself in a certain position to just totally nullify anything you're trying to do. And right, it's like the fight is won in the mind. You can mentally see where a guy is at. You can gauge a guy mentally from across the ring, right in his face, and see, damn, this nigga, he can mentally box. You don't have to necessarily see the physical, materialization of it. You just know this nigga is mentally he here with it, and that's what EJ has. He understands distance. He understands timing. He understands place punishment. Like that all comes from just thousands and thousands of rounds of sparring and thousands of hours of just refining your craft. Like he can do it all, just like Crawford can do it all. It's a hell of a it's a fantasy fight, man. I hope it happens, but right now we're talking about a fantasy fight. But
my
EJ
only
said,
issue is this, man. I agree with everything everybody's saying. My only issue is this: if Bud is confident that he can beat this guy, he's gonna make the fight. I don't think, just my opinion, I don't think PBC is giving him what they gave Ugas. I'm sure they're giving him more than that, right? So my thing is that if you know you could beat the guy, because it's always been the same thing with A side, B side since the beginning of time with boxing, just make it pop. And one thing you said, my man Round Table, he doesn't have any representation, so he's dolo. So my thing is like, yo, come on, man. Like, listen, we already know what time it is, so let's make the fight. But I think he's
Ugas get?
I think if I'm correct, I think Ugas might have got 1.5, right, Fred? 1.5, 2 million.
Yeah, something like that.
They got the same guarantee.
So what I'm saying is,
they got the same guarantee.
So what I'm saying is, if you know you could beat the guy, if you know, because of what everybody's saying with the skills switching and stuff like that, which is great, then you would make the fight just like Floyd did with Oscar.
But I believe this comes down to like I say, some dudes. One thing I can say about Bud, he's always been the same character. Like he has integrity, man. I can say this about the brother. Like he's constantly said it. I don't need Errol. I don't need. He done shown it. I don't care about being a mega star. I don't care about. He's quite content with. And we talked about this years ago, Freddie, when I said everybody's success. Everybody don't define success the same.
Right.
This dude is quite content with being an Omaha legend. He don't give a fuck about nothing else. And there's nothing wrong with that. He got millions upon millions. He seems like a well-rounded guy when it comes to his finances. So I don't think he'll ever go broke in life. He's the family man first and foremost. I respect that about him. I believe he's smarter than what he give off. I had a chance to kick it with. I had the privilege to kick it with the dude for 2 days straight. I delved into his character. We talked on some deep shit, some man-to-man shit, and I respect the brother. He like a everyday around the way brother, and he's shown consistently that, man, I don't give a fuck about y'all. I don't give a fuck about your opinion about me. I respect a man like that. He not gonna budge on his word or his integrity for no amount of money. So I'm gonna judge a man on what he's shown me and what he's proven to be. And Crawford ain't never been a fraud in my eyes.
How you gonna give me what you ain't got though? How can you give me what you don't have?
What do you mean?
What I mean by that,
you must be talking about 140 or something, bro.
No, I know what I'm saying. If the fight is worth, let's say, it does 300,000, 400,000 buys, and you asking for 20 or 25 million, you asking for more than what the fight's worth. Now, if you're gonna bet on yourself, EJ said, I'm willing to bet on myself. I want 60%. But you know what? I'm gonna give you 45%, and I'm gonna take I'm gonna take 55. instead of 60-40. And you know, it's like me coming to your barbecue and you like, man, I'm gonna share my food with you. I'm gonna give you 45% of this barbecue. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep 55%. Like, oh hell no. I want 50%.
But to be
I
honest, we
want
don't
60% of the barbecue.
everything's been speculation. Like we don't really know the real numbers. So I'm not gonna even speak about that. We don't know the real numbers. Like I don't know.
That's a fact. We really
But
really
round
don't know.
talk, what is that? What round talk though? Keep it 100, man. Keep it 100, man. Bud ain't did shit in 147. Nothing.
Crazy. Ask the fighters that he fought. Ask the fighters that he. Ask the fighters that he didn't.
All right, matter of fact.
The fighters
All right, the last 5 fights. Crawford.
Knockouts.
All knockouts, right?
Decimated.
When none of them fights 50-50 or 60-40.
I don't really get into like I don't have a side like I don't have a side. I don't have a side of man. I love EJ equally as much as I love Crawford because they both really good dudes and they both great fighters. Like I understand that the fight is not being made because of the business aspect of it. Like these niggas are roll for free. Like,
tell me, do you feel like EJ is offering the guy a deal?
I believe in good faith that EJ is doing the best he could possibly do. I believe that. I believe that EJ wants to fight.
I think they both want to fight.
Do you feel like Crawford
I think they both want to fight. But honestly, I think you said it best, Round Table. But believe it or not, I think he has a mindset like I could take it or leave it. He said it numerous times.
Man, why don't nobody believe? Why do people keep going with personal narratives? Like I'm gonna believe what the horse tell me.
Right. So
if I take him to the well and he don't drink, nigga, I'm not making him drink no more. He don't want to drink.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I think that because he's made it clear, like. If I get the fight, great. If not, that doesn't define me. So that says something totally different.
Steve, was he drinking puddle or pond?
Listen, then the guy that says, the guy that says, more money I really need this fight for my legacy, right? That's a different guy.
The nigga told me this with his own mouth. Listen to what I'm saying. He said, niggas cannot buy me. If a nigga, like some people cannot be bought, contrary to popular belief and opinion and what we see, it's still some solid cats out here with integrity.
Well, why
I believe
Bud is not one of them.
I gotta say I believe that he is because he showed me that.
Hold up.
Only one person I can say that is Deontay Wilder and Earl Spence. That's the only people that stand up on what they say. They don't contradict. They don't go back against what they say. That's the only people I can stand up for, and the only person that I would support in boxing.
My question is, why do Bud have EJ name in his mouth? Where you at, EJ?
He trying to build the fight. He trying to promote the fight. This is something
he got
new.
His name in his mouth?
Because he wants the fight. He trying to promote it.
When EJ knocked on his door, the motherfucker won't answer.
Nah, come on, man. That was a t-shirt, man. That wasn't real.
Look here, man. He tied himself to EJ just like Pacquiao did to Floyd Mayweather. He tied himself to EJ. EJ. Soon as EJ get cleared up and ready to fight, now the nigga, well, I want this. I want that. I ain't gonna budge. The fight don't mean nothing to me. Why you all in the goddamn ocean calling this dude name out, man? We got us arguing about, man, how many times, you know how many videos I saw people talk about? I seen a channel called the Easy Path Spence. Motherfuckers killing EJ about, you know what I mean, fighting these other guys instead of Bud.
It's a money problem, man. This fight is not being made because of money. And I believe, like what was mentioned earlier, the economy got something to do with it. And right now they basically offering Bud a number that was far from what he projected based on what he was told previously and what he has seen other fighters get for fighting
round table.
Don't twist yourself in the knot.
Round trouble.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
one thing I wanted to ask too, though. Now, how did Bud let Amir Khan get more money than him?
Well, I can answer that.
Tell me.
Representation.
Right? Amir Khan negotiated, right?
Representation
Amir Khan was a pretty big item.
in his country.
What happened was Aram. Hold on. What happened was Aram needed a big name opponent on Bud's resume, because that's what people were complaining, that Bud didn't have a big name opponent. Aram overpaid for Amir Khan. It didn't work out the way Aram suspected, and if he says he lost money in that fight,
but do you get my point? Do you get my point? He let Amir Khan make more than him.
Let's be
Amir Khan. We are talking about an undisputed fight that we want to see, and you let Amir Khan make more money than you.
Amir Khan was a bigger name than Bud Crawford. He's just going to have to deal with that reality. That's why Aram got Amir Khan. He knew Crawford would beat him, but he tried to put a big name on his resume. Amir Khan has all the Muslims around the world. He has an English fan base, and for a while there, he was a pretty big name. Problem was, when Bud fought him, he had lost most of that, and I don't think Aram realized that he wasn't the name at that point because of getting knocked out like he had a couple times. You know, it just wasn't. And
Even after that, he was still able to get some big money fights. You know, because he just a draw. He a draw, man. It don't. If you can bring in the money, hey, come on, man. You can come on with your 5 losses.
Can we be honest, though?
Can I add?
So why can't it be the same attitude with Spence?
Fellas, can we be honest, though? Can we be honest? If EJ don't stick his hand out for this, EJ is doing this dude a favor. And he's shitting on EJ right now. He's doing him a favor. If EJ walks away from this thing, because what I'm hearing here in Dallas is EJ fighting. Whether it's Bud, whoever, I'm hearing EJ fighting. You know what I mean? He doing this dude a favor. If this fight don't go through, man, Bud might as well put his glove. Hey, who he gonna fight? He gonna fight Jamel. Jamel not gonna fight him.
I think my only issue with one of the many issues I have with Bud, I think he's a great fighter, but I think that he was willing to take a whole lot of less money just to fight Pacquiao. And I think he was willing to do that because he knows he could beat Pacquiao. So he was willing to take that. And yes, and I get it. Pacquiao's a bigger star. We all know that. So we understand that. But if you on a technical side right now, what's going on right now, everyone knows Spence is the biggest star. Spence is the biggest draw. So what I'm saying is, if he was willing to take less to fight Pacquiao because he wanted that on his resume,
what's the difference?
But I think he was willing to do that. But I think he was willing to do that because he knows he could beat Pacquiao.
Man, he saw what EJ put on Uga's ass, and he changed his mind about fighting EJ. That's what it was. They thought the dude was hurt from the car wreck. They seen that the dude is back. He punishing people. Man, EJ hitting people in the arm, the kneecap. I think he hit that boy on the bottom of his damn feet, man. He don't give a EJ balled his fist up. He don't give a damn where that lick land at. He's just throwing motherfucker.
Hey, but can I ask something?
Hey man, I'm about to leave up out of here, man. Y'all have a good night, man, fellas. You know what I'm saying? And it was good conversation. And like I said, this fight ain't happening in 22. And like I said, it ain't gonna never happen. EJ going up. Y'all having a good night.
Hey, look here, man. Hey, you ever seen them pictures when they ball? They take their hand, they put that ball in their glove, and they cock their leg up, and they throw that motherfucking ball. That's how EJ was throwing the punches at Ugas. He was pitching on that motherfucker. And Bud seen that shit like, I mean, he wasn't even at the fight. I'm like, I know Bud, when Spence beat Ugas, Bud gonna be in the crowd. Man, I'm all hyped up. I'm I done bought this motherfucking shit. And where Bud at? He ain't even in the crowd. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's be clear, man. I mean, I don't think neither one of these guys are afraid of each other. No fighter is.
Nope.
I don't think that's the case at all. I just think that
Not at all.
I just think my opinion is that with Bud, I think he's hesitant because he knows there's a chance he could lose. I'm just being honest. And I think that that's what's making him kind of reluctant because, so he's going to ask for the most money because if he does lose, let's just say, right, he lose on points or whatever, he want to make sure that he got the money he should get just in case of that. Because, because like I said, he's going to be 35, man. So he's on his way out. So I think that mentally, that's what he's thinking about. So that's where the whole, I could take it or leave it, whatever. He's not, and to me also too, Roundtable, that's what makes it dangerous because, when a guy's got his foot in and the foot out, he may not, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. I got to be all the way in, man. He got to be on his club of Lang, training the sewer. Like, he got to be on that. If he ain't on it like that, and he's like, I could take it or leave it, like
Marvin Hagler said. Marvin Hagler said something. He said you gotta play it like a man, but love it like a child.
Right, because it's hard. What he say? It's hard to run them silk sheets, right?
Man.
Hey, something real fast.
Go ahead, Joe. Joe been wanting to get off. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I just wanted to add because I heard the gentleman roundtable. He has said some things, but to me, it's like without a doubt, this is the biggest fight in boxing. But to me, I'm like, this fight to me is when they say projection and when you say on paper, when you say buys, to me, this fight is it's not on the level of a Hagler Hearns or a Leonard Hearns or Tito Trinidad, De La Hoya. And to me, this fight is just on the level of Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Zabdiel Judah. If Zabdiel was undefeated, because if you think back to that time, Zabdiel had more buzz than Floyd at that time. Zabdiel was a more popular fighter than Floyd at that time. But when he lost to Baltimore, it kind of messed the fight. But I think that it's like this fight, and a lot of people had disagree with me on this because I say that as far as like the Black American demographic, the Black demographic, that it's going to be more centered in the Black demographic, and then your subgroups are going to be like the Hispanics and the whites and stuff like that. But I just feel like it's a big fight and it's a great fight and everything about this fight everybody wants, but it's still on paper and by the numbers it's still on that level. It's still on the level of two top Black fighters, two top guys, and it's a little bit bigger because both is undefeated, but it's not like it's not like a Mayweather Pacquiao. It's not a them fight. It's not a those fights. It's still a
Zoe, if you heard what I asked earlier, that's why I asked Fred if they could get those dates. If they could have fought on a Cinco de Mayo or Mexican Independence Week, if they could have got that, we wouldn't even be having this issue, man. Trust me, they would sell out. It would be big money because everybody would know what's the big fight coming on. Oh, they fight on Cinco de Mayo? Everybody would tap into that, but it's the dates, man.
Man, Bud make everything difficult. You losing money just like they could have a fight at Texas Stadium. No, I don't want to do it in Texas. Even though you got a whole goddamn football stadium where you can put people in and sell tickets.
They're not gonna do. They got to have a neutral site for this fight, man. I mean, I'm an EJ fan too, man, but it's got to be a neutral site, man.
At the end of the day, boxing is it's just you and him in the ring. It don't matter where you're doing it at.
I agree with that. Not to mention, there's never going to be a neutral site for this fight because it's it's Earl Spence's promotion that's carrying the promotion. And that is why I think if Bud Crawford has any reluctancies, it's that he knows that if it's a close fight, he's likely not going to get the decision because he don't have any promotion. He going in here with his hat in his hand on the negotiation. Right. He doesn't have a network, and he doesn't have a promoter to represent him. So you're fighting on their promotion. So even if they fought in Bud's hometown, it still doesn't matter. PBC is going to be paying the judges. They're going to be paying the ref. It's still going to be their promotion. So I think if Bud had to make any concession in order to get close to the money he wants, if fighting in Texas is the concession, he should fight in Texas. If that's where the money is going to draw big in the stadium, then that's a small consolation, really, when we talk about Oscar giving concessions to Mayweather giving concessions to Oscar. Well, naturally, Oscar was easily the A side at that point. So Earl is the A side. I don't think he's the A side to a huge degree, but he is the A side. And if Bud fighting him in Texas makes the difference, he should do that. And if he doesn't, if he wants to be stubborn and content with what he's accomplished, that's fine. But like I say, 5 years from now, he may look back when it's too late and say, fuck, man, I should have done that. Fighters have done that. They've not taken fights and regretted it. I've heard fighters say that. And, for his legacy, plus for his bank account, because even if he doesn't get what he wants, he's still going to get a nice chunk of money. And like somebody else already said, who else is he going to fight? If you're paying any attention, these other promoters ain't jumping at him, man. You're not hearing Oscar's trying to sign Bud out or Eddie Hearn is trying to sign, but you're not hearing that. You know what I mean? If he doesn't make this
that's a good point. I never thought about the PBC but that's probably the holdup, Fred. That's probably the holdup. That's probably why he's afraid of doing this, because he knows that if PBC is fitting the bill, because he understands like the business, the fighters, the judges, all that stuff. He knows it's leaning on that guy's side.
If the money was there, do you think that would make a difference to EJ?
Say that again.
Yeah, I think it would make a difference.
If the money was there, do you think it would make a difference to EJ?
Yes.
EJ will fight that motherfucker in the middle of the
These
street.
fighters have managers and people that guide their careers. They don't just go simply on what their own feelings are. They got managers and advisors that advise them on stuff. And when you know the promotion is one-sided, that's going to factor into it. Now, will that mean he shouldn't take the fight? No. But if the money's not right and
my understanding is Bob Arum talked to Al about the fight and didn't want to come up with the damn money. He gave him a number on what it would cost to get EJ. They offered to send EJ to Top Rank.
Well, see, that's why I was going to chime in early when he said that earlier that EJ he don't think it's that big of a difference as far as 50. It's a big difference. It could really be 70-30, guys, if it really gets funky. And the reason why is because EJ is just the biggest star. He's the biggest name. You got to go back, guys. He was a blue chip prospect coming up. Crawford was not that.
Was Crawford.
Like Crawford was not a blue chip prospect.
Crawford was actually, brother. Crawford was.
No.
He was, but you gotta.
He wasn't signed to anybody. He wasn't signed to nobody. He was kind of signed. Remember, nobody really wanted him. Everybody was vying for EJ.
You know why nobody wanted Crawford though?
Listen. Let me make my point. You guys can. I don't mind debating. You guys can let me know how I'm wrong. Golden Boy wanted him. Bob Arum wanted him bad, and PBC wanted him. Nobody wanted Bud. Everybody knew that Bud had to fight to get kind of exposure, and then Top Rank decided to give him a contract, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Everybody wanted EJ. EJ has been built up from the bottom up, from everybody to be a top tier star. Remember, Oscar even said it. He said we had EJ first before everybody.
Of course,
but he was trying to decide where he
I thought he was going to go to Golden Boy coming out the Olympics because it seemed like it was a lock for Golden Boy to get him. I thought he was going to Golden Boy because Oscar basically talking like he had him already.
Right, exactly. So what I'm saying is, it was built up for him this way to be this star. It's not by accident that Dallas is doing what they're doing for him. This was all built up by the PBC. He was going to be the next big star. So of course it's going to be he is the major there's no comparison as far as star power and as far as everything as far as him and Terrence go. It's just no comparison. Please let me know where I'm wrong. I'm listening.
I'm gonna let you know.
You're wrong. I'll tell you this. Texas has 40 million people. Where Bud's from, I think it's 9. I'm not sure, but I think it's 9 or 10 million people.
About 3 million people in fucking Nebraska. Ain't nobody up there.
Ain't nobody in Nebraska. But if you look at Crawford's pay-per-view numbers, they average about 140, 50,000. Spence
That's
averages
with Porter.
Hold on, let me finish. Spence averages 300,000. Spence lives in a state that has 40 million people. So if you do the percentage-wise,
27 million.
Crawford actually sells more pay-per-view based from where he's from and the home fans in his state than Spence does in a state that has 40 million people. We can't act like Spence is selling hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pay-per-views. His biggest one, I think, was a little under 350 against Mikey Garcia, a Mexican in Texas. And beyond that, it's been, each one has went down. I think he's had 4 now, and each one has went progressively down, ending with you guys, which I'm not really sure what numbers it did, but
he's averaging 300 plus.
29 million Texas and 2 million for Nebraska.
He's averaging 300 plus thousand pay-per-view buys. I mean, compared to Bud, fucking 45,000 here. The most he ever did was with a PBC fighter. Yeah, man, the numbers don't lie, man.
No, but they both technically regional fighters, though. To be honest with you,
that's what I'm pointing out to you. If you sold 300,000 and you come from a state with 40 million people,
29 million,
27, 29.
What, Texas?
Maybe updated, yeah.
29 million.
Are you sure about that?
I'm looking
positive.
Okay, 30 million people. How many people where Bud's from? Well, Bud's from Omaha, right?
2 million.
2 million.
Okay, 2 million. 2 million compared to 30 million. So he's on a percentage basis.
No, I'm in Texas. I buy Bud fights. What are you talking about? I buy Bud fights in Texas.
Hey, dog. Let him finish, dog. Let him finish.
Go ahead.
But I mean, it's simple. All you got to do is look at the numbers. 2 million in Bud's home state, 30 million conservatively in Texas.
Fred buy Earl fights in California.
But let me make this point real quick, and especially to you, Lai. See, another thing why Bud is how he is, like Bud got an underdog kind of like mentality. And I feel him on that because he never really got the respect that he deserved, man, that he actually worked for. And to be honest, Bud was just as a big a star as Earl. Like Bud been in the game longer than Earl. Bud is a couple of years older than Earl. Like, but I'm gonna tell you,
he's 3 years older, right?
Hold on, dog, man, hold on.
I think he's 3 years older, right?
Yeah, something like that. About 3-4 years, something like that. Now watch this though. The reason why a lot of people wasn't fucking with Bud because he got ousted in the amateurs because of how Bud used to roll. Bud used to really roll like that. Like he'd get down, like he had an entourage, a cast that was, kicking up dust on the amateur scene. So cast that he got a bad name around the amateur circuit. So that's really why Cat wasn't really fucked. They pretty much was like, we gonna show you. So now Bud like, nigga, it ball in my court, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas. That's how he really feel like. And I'm not totally mad at him because he done made his money. He don't need them niggas. Like he basically like, so what? And I'm gonna tell you
the question is, why do he keep Earl name in his mouth then?
Promotion.
They both do. They both talk.
What Bud get kicked off the amateur circuit for?
You said what?
I said, what Bud get kicked off the team for?
He didn't get kicked off the amateur circuit. He kind of got blackballed because he used to kick up dust. Him and his crew, like
Roundtable was funny that you say that. I did hear stories that like. I mean, I heard stories a couple of times like he lost a couple of fights. They would try to fight after the.
They was really rolling like that, and Cass didn't like that.
Yeah, he got stopped on the way to the Olympics by Ugas. Ugas stopped him on the way to the Olympics. Danny Garcia beat him twice.
Throw down anywhere he goes.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, Roundtable. I did hear rumors of that with him. That's why he's kind of had even, I'm sure you heard. I mean, Fred, I think you talked about it, right? He had to fight with Gary Russell, right?
Gary Russell, yeah. That motherfucker's always ready to fight. Apparently,
That dude he's a tough dude, man. Bud ain't no fuck, man.
Didn't Danny Garcia beat him twice in the amateurs?
I think
Uga
they
stopped
beat
him.
each other. I think they beat each other.
Uga stopped him from going to the Olympics.
They split.
But that happens though, man. That's like that ain't
beat Usyk in the amateur. Sean Porter beat Usyk, the heavyweight champ.
like
EJ say he got film of himself punishing Benavidez. You say punished his ass. Punished.
Yeah, but that's not a barometer for EJ versus
12 rounds, 1 leg Benavidez. What would Benavidez have done against EJ with 1 leg?
I'm gonna tell you this: if they fight, if the fight happens, I believe it happens. I don't know when, but I believe it happens. A lot of people that say bad things about Bud gonna have a newfound respect for him, whether he win or lose. And a lot of people that say bad things about EJ gonna have a newfound respect for him, whether he wins or loses. Trust me, it's gonna silence all the critics on every level. Trust me, like because it to me, it's kind of a disrespect to a warrior such as a fighter of that magnitude, an elite guy. It's disrespectful for guys to like, oh man, he's scared.
Can I speak for? Let me speak for. So you want to talk about?
1 second, hey dog. All right, so you guys gonna go around and give your closing remarks because we got to do cooking with the champ, and then we out of here. And I'm gonna let Kel Too Slimy go in. So dog, you can wrap up your thing.
So what I was gonna say was about the disrespect issue. But when EJ got his eye hurt, he had on a fucking patch like a pirate. I mean, calling him drunk Spence. I mean, those guys are some of the most disrespectful people I ever seen in boxing. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe he's a nice guy in person, but he gives off a real bad aura. And I hope the fight happens.
But dog, to kind of correct you, man, I don't think that was.
Man, why are you doing the count? Why are you countering his closing remarks?
I apologize.
Anyway, I hope the fight happens.
Hey, Fred, you forgot me. I'm from uptown like you, man. 129 Atlantic. So Harlem with me, man. I'm sorry, man.
129. That's what's up. 129. That's what's up. I heard the accent. I definitely heard the accent. That's what's up, man. Go ahead and finish, dog. And then I'm gonna bring Kel Too Slimy in at the end.
That's all I was gonna say was that I don't mean to come out so hard on Bud.
No, be hard. Who gives
Bud
a fuck?
make it hard. He make it hard to like some of the stuff he do. Some of the things he say. But anyway, y'all fellas, man, enjoyed the conversation all the time from Texas to California. What's happening?
Right on.
All right, appreciate you, dog. Go ahead, Jerry, because I don't want to forget about you. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Neither one of these guys are afraid of each other. That's crazy talk. They're longtime fighters fighting since they're not afraid of each other. The fight isn't as simple as just make the fight. There's a lot. It's far more complicated than that. I keep hearing people say, "Just take the fight if you know you can beat them." Well, guess what? Those two recognize how good each other are, and they know that they probably feel confident that they can win, but they know that there's no guarantee, and promotion plays a big part into it. It's far more complicated. Well, just take this one and then negotiate for the next. Nah, you negotiate for the fight that you got in front of you. You don't know what could happen. You could get killed in the fight. You could have a car accident after the fight, and you never get the rematch for the money that you banked on. You negotiate for the fight that's in front of you. I, just like you guys, hope that the fight happens. I can't pick a clear winner one way or the other. They're just too good and too closely matched. That's why they fight the fights. They fight the fight so we can find out who the better man is. And as far as the disrespect or trash talking is concerned, I haven't heard either one of them really. I mean, I've heard far worse trash talk and disrespect from fighters. To me, they're keeping it pretty clean up to this point. But people are going to put microphones in their face. They're going to ask them about the other fighter, and so they're going to have each other's names on their lips. They're just going to. Nothing dislike. They're two great fighters, and they should make for a great fight, and that's what we got to hope for. And thanks, Dan. Great show tonight.
No, appreciate you coming through, Jerry. Appreciate you, dog. Yep.
Thank you, Jerry. Good talking to you, brother.
Thanks for staying up with us. Appreciate you. LV, go ahead. And I'll bring you in, Kel, too, Slimy, at the end after you've been waiting for a minute.
Fred, thanks for having me on, man.
Please come back. Please
absolutely, come back. Man. I mean, everybody wants to see this fight. I definitely want to see it. Kind of like what gentlemen said, just now. Man, I don't think no fight is scared of each other, man. They're just not. You know what I mean? I just think that, in all honesty, Bud's got to kind of give in a bit. Now, I only say that because you got to say to yourself, all right, listen, man, this guy's the A side. This is the fight that I can make to kind of have my legacy complete because I'm on my way out anyway. Let's make it happen. But, a lot of things that were said tonight got me thinking about a lot of different things differently. That's why I'm glad I hopped on here. Because now with the guys stating about the PBC piece and, Bud and not having no representation like Roundtable said, I think all that is on his head. And I think he's realizing, like, I don't want to kind of get bamboozled here, man, going in here with no representation, dolo. And we have a close fight, and then they give it to this guy off the strength of because it's his promotional company. So it's a lot of things to think about now in regards to this fight, man. But Fred, you are the man. I mean, I've been on here for a minute, man. You've been doing this a long time. So I appreciate coming by. You know what I mean?
Please come by. Stay as long as you want.
And Fred, also too, man. I'm thinking about moving out there too, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm three places I'm looking at.
Okay, go ahead.
Santa Clarita.
Okay,
that's nice.
Yorba Linda.
Safe.
Perfect.
And Simi Valley.
Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda. Yep.
Yorba Linda. Cheaper taxes.
I'm thinking about for the schools, for the kids and stuff like that. I'm thinking about
Yorba Linda. Yorba Linda.
They got one of the best school districts in the country, man.
Yeah, Yorba Linda.
Right,
Yorba Linda, and it's a Republican city, so
okay.
Tax dollars at work.
Beautiful
we black Republicans now, man. You know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred.
Good rapping with you, brother.
Yeah, Yorba Linda is definitely a safer city, man.
Yeah, I used to live in Brea.
Oh, yeah, did you? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was right next to the open, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mr. Gumbo, some of you men need to check yourself the way you defend men you never met. Rainbow moves. I said rainbow moves. Shaking my head. Hey, remember I said it first. Spence versus Crawford not happening. PBC gonna push Thurman versus Spence. You did say, I remember that months ago. Yeah. Kel too slimy. You still there? Go ahead, Al.
Oh man, I really, 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 really hope this fight happens, man, for the sake of boxing, man, and for the sake of Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, man, because I'm a proponent for the fighters, man. Having aspiration, putting my effort towards the goal I had in becoming a champion, man. And, like I'm for the fighter first, man. I know what it is to be in that ring. I know how hard it is, and them guys that made it to the elite level, man, they deserve everything that they've acquired and more, and I wish them dudes good health, and I just want to see this fight happen so that they can they can have a moment of redemption to all the naysayers, man, because a lot of times as fans, man, we kind of get spoiled, and we kind of get like a lot of fans get disrespectful, man. These are human beings at the end of the day, man. I know a lot of stuff happens, a lot of things be said. Sometimes the fans get the short end of the stick, man, but they got a job, and they putting their life on the line, man. And we got to show them guys some gratitude and some respect, man. Because a lot of times it just get out of hand, man. I don't like I said, I'm for the fighter, man, but. Hopefully this fight happens, man. Freddie, a lot of things that you said have come to pass, and you've been right about a lot of things. I was hoping you wasn't, but every passing day, and when I look on the internet, I'm like, damn, this nigga Freddie was right. This fight probably not happening this year. I hope it does, man. But like I said, if you right about it, I won't say you right. And so far, you've been right, man. But hopefully we can all see this fight, man, because I believe the fight sells itself. I think it'll do 500,000 pay-per-view buys on any day of the week. I don't care when you do it. You can do it on Christmas. You can do it on Turkey Day, whatever. It's going to happen. But, thanks for the show, Freddie. Thanks for having me on, man. And talking boxing was a breath of fresh air, man. So
that's love. Appreciate you, dog. Thanks for coming.
All right, Freddie. Take care, brother.
All right. Appreciate you, dog. All right. We're going to get Kel. Kel, you there, man? Where you at? Are you hiding?
All right.
Okay. What's up, dog?
What's up, bro? Nah, I just wanted to come in here and just say, nah, I kind of disagree with one thing Jerry said. Like his little analogy that don't work. It don't work like that, bro. Because Crawford was kind of built off of Errol. You know what I'm saying? Like that back end of his career. Like the only reason Crawford name was popping like that was because of Errol, and the numbers prove that. But I mean, I ain't really finna do a lot of talking about that. I do agree with everything y'all been saying though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bud is coming into that fight with no backing, so they are gonna try to lowball him. They gonna throw him whatever they feel like, shit, whatever he's worth. But you know what I'm saying, that extra backing it's gonna take money off his table though. At the same time, like he's gonna get more on the offer sheet, but that extra 20% from another advisor or manager or something like that, that's gonna take money off of his table as well. So we gotta look at that. That's gonna take money off the table from him right now. If he take it right now, he has one manager, and that's Bomac. So he'll only be paying off the top. He ain't really breaking bread with too many people. He ain't breaking bread with Jay-Z or whoever he's trying to come into the fight with, represent him. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna take a lot of, but you know what I'm saying? He'll see. I don't gotta talk about it, but they are gonna try to shorthand him.
I already know.
First. Yeah, like that's obvious. But he's coming in with a smart business tactic. You know what I'm saying? Go high, shoot for the moon, and shit. The least you can land on is the stars. Like, so you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you bud, you gotta do what you gotta do, but don't let yourself get played out of this opportunity at the same time.
Right.
You feel me? So, but that's all I want to.
I appreciate you coming through, man. Don't be a stranger, man. Come through anytime, dog.
For sure.
Nah, that's love, man. Thank you, dog.
All right, bro.
I appreciate the new people on the panel, man, that came through tonight, man. I totally appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much, man. What's up, champ?
So my brother, how you doing?
I'm feeling great, man.
All right, man. It's good conversation tonight, man. I never talk about the fight because I don't believe it's happening. So, that's why I didn't jump in.
Cooking with the Champ, man. Get out and take notes and go subscribe. Cooking with the Champ. I'm gonna put the link in the chat.
Right.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
What did you say? Champion heart. I'm gonna feed him if you come for me. I'm ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head. I'm seeing. Take me for granted, and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood, and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart, or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste, and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time.
All right. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Champ. Okay, first I want to give a good shout out to my brother BFTB, the best boxing on YouTube. Check his channel out. All right, and again, this is a quick tip video. We're doing this video. This video is actually related to my shrimp and chicken fried rice, combination fried rice with the shrimp egg roll. This video is related to that because I didn't get a chance to show you how to build your egg rolls. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick tip video. We'll show you how to build the egg rolls. There's no need to show the sauteing of the cabbage or the bean sprouts or anything of that. We've already shown you all of that
All we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how to build the egg rolls, and we're gonna put them in the air fryer and show you how to build the egg rolls. All right, and I'll show you that real quick. All right, you have your sauteed cabbage with your carrots and your bean sprouts. Okay, that's going to be our vegetable that's going to go in egg roll, and I've already chopped up shrimp. You don't want to put your shrimp in there whole. You want to chop it up. Okay, and this here is just simply an egg. Just put it in here, scramble it up. Okay, and this is going to be your egg wash. Okay, that's going to help close your egg roll. All right. All right, so take it here. You kind of want to lay it like a baseball diamond almost. All right, because it's shaped square, so you want to kind of shape it like a baseball diamond. All right. All right, then you want to go ahead and put your vegetables in there. Okay, not too much because you don't want to overstuff it. All right. Then you go ahead and put your shrimp in there. All right. Like so. All right, a little bit more vegetables here, okay? So you want to come up like that, and then fold it. All right. Here. All right, and fold it there, like so. All right, now, got your egg wash. Okay, you simply, this helps to close it. Okay, that's your egg wash goes here, and then you just roll it. All right, like so. All right, and okay, I overstuffed that one a little bit, and so it's kind of splitting, but okay, you get the idea of how to do it. I'm gonna do some more here. All right, I'll show you another one. Again, you want to kind of shape it like have it like a diamond. You know, you just turn it like so. Okay, put your vegetables in it. Okay, shrimp. All right. Okay, then just come here. All right, and there. All right, and there, like so. All right, you want to hold that. The egg wash right here. Okay, and then just roll it up. All right, there we go. All right, and that's how you build your egg rolls. We're going to put them in the air fryer, and they're going to be done in about 15 minutes. Okay, we'll show you how to do that real quick. All right, so we've got our egg rolls done, and we're going to go ahead and put them into our air fryer. All right, so we've got them in and ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and spray them. Okay, with a little avocado oil. All right, and close our lid.
Right.
All right. All right, and pow. All right, and we're done. All right, and there we go. We've got our shrimp egg rolls. They're done. They look delicious. All right, and just wanted to show you how to build your egg rolls and get a good look, because when my daughter gets home, these are not gonna last. All right. Yeah. All right. And so thank you for joining me for a quick tip video, and that's it. I just want to show you guys how to build those egg rolls. All right, and I'll see you next week.
Appreciate you, dog.
All right.
You painted?
I sent you another one, man. I had to redo the Caribbean Pineapple Caribbean Bowl because I couldn't find the The first one, so I had to redo it. I just, you know what I'm saying? People were asking about it, so I just put it on the channel.
No, I know. So we didn't do a show last Tuesday. I have it in my email. So
okay.
we can do that next week.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, we'll do it next week. Yeah, we'll do it next week. No,
Yeah.
sure.
That'll work. That'll work. Yeah.
I'm gonna put Champ's YouTube link in the chat, man. Go subscribe. You know, we
definitely go subscribe
at the top of the show too, because the same amount of people that watch the show is the same amount of people that watch the replay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If I have like 1,500 in here, 1,500 or 1,000 still are gonna watch it.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to get my subscribers up, man. I think I got about close to 200 right now.
Yeah, well, we gotta get you to 1,000, right? That's the goal, right?
Most definitely. Yeah, I want to give me because I want to start doing some lives, you know. And you
can go live right now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, just get a StreamYard. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, run it through StreamYard. You can go live.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah.
Now that'll be live.
I'm gonna start doing that for real, man. You been doing all right?
Yeah, everything is great, man. I appreciate you asking, man. Thank you.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
Great, man. Life is great. We gonna somebody gonna try them egg rolls out.
Yeah, you know what? I got a message from Unique Dawn. She said she had just bought some egg roll wraps, and she didn't know how to fill them. So I told her, you got the video now. Check it out.
Big Dawn is the best.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what's up.
She's in Nebraska, man.
She's in Nebraska. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll try either way, man. And I'll put the link in the chat one more time, man. Go subscribe, man. Give them the 200 tonight, man. You at 173.
Okay. Yeah. Most definitely, man. Appreciate that.
Your daughters are good?
Yeah, they're good, man. I was actually planning a trip to Vegas for the holiday, man. So Ariel's she's gonna fly. She was gonna meet us there, flying from New York, but she's gonna come here. She's gonna get here early, and then we're gonna all fly out together.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Once they get to a certain age, you got to cherish the moments that you do spend with them because they're so busy living their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're about to get married and all that too.
Oh man, don't say that, man.
That's the reality of this thing. That's the preparation.
I know, man. I know.
That's
yeah. That's why with yours being little right now, enjoy that time, man. When they get to those double digits, they just start going quick. So they get to those double digits. So definitely enjoy that time when they little, man.
Oh, I will.
Definitely.
I definitely will, man. And
love
being a father. And speaking of father, man, if you pick up your child from school, daycare, basketball, baseball, tag me, man. Silent Heroes on Instagram so I can repost it, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. I want to begin to make being a father cool again, man.
Right.
Like everybody want to be famous. No one want to be a father. Everybody want to be.
Right.
Hey, I'm a celebrity. I'm a YouTube creator, man. Be a father, man.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Great, man.
Yeah, hey, cut it out. Yeah. Erica, come get this dog. Yeah, man. So
tag me. Yes.
Yeah, most definitely, man. That's cool. Hey. Yeah. Hey, man. This
get out of here anyway, man.
Yeah, let me get out of here, man. This dog making all this noise. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, it's love.
That's love, man.
You know it's love.
That's love. I appreciate you, man. Much love, man. Salute to you, brother.
Yeah, easy.
All right, man. I get at you.
Yeah, peace, King.
All right.
Yeah, man. I appreciate Champion Heart, man. He's a real good brother. And he got daughters, man, that got entrepreneurial spirit, artistic, it's not autistic, nigga. Artistic. Did I say that right? Artistic. I totally appreciate y'all coming through, man. Hey, this is the spot, man, where y'all can come and debate and do whatever y'all want to do, man. Disagree, agree. and don't change your language. No, man, be yourself, man. Curse these niggas out if you got to, man. Say what's on. Say what Nip say. Poke your chest out, nigga. Weight on my shoulders, bring the best out, nigga. You got Crawford or Spence. Don't get left out, nigga. You know what I'm saying, man? I totally appreciate y'all coming through tonight, man. It's all love, man. And thank you, Champion Heart, man, for adding your talents to the show, man. Appreciate you, dog. And yeah, man, I'm glad y'all came in, man, because last 2 nights prior to this was heavy, man. It's on my heart. I'm still thinking about that guy. I can't help but not think about him, man. You know what I mean? We got People Hernandez in the building, man. I appreciate you staying through, man. Thank you, man. This was an awesome show, man. Fred said 13 words. You know, I like because thank you. I appreciate you, man. And thank you guys for coming through, man. Dion, L. We had LV. We had some new people. We had Slime come through. Zoe, Champ. And who am I missing? Jerry. Hey, Jerry, because your name is Jerry, I might have to download that motherfucking audio. Jerry. And Zoe, LV, Dion. Who the fuck am I missing? Oh, man, I'm missing somebody. Damn, this short-term memory is brutal. Who the fuck am I missing? Oh, man. What's up, Big? Appreciate you, Big Homie Coop, for coming in early and staying late, man. Thank you, dog. And everybody else, man. Zoe, L, LV, Slime, Jerry. Damn, who am I missing? Zoe, Dion. Oh, yeah. I got it. That's everybody. All right. Fred, Zoe, Fred, L, Dion, LV. Man, I'm trying to think, man. Zoe. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, Harold, man. Yeah, man. I wrote this, man. I wrote this some years ago, man. I appreciate you loving it, man. Me and a handful of other people, man. Yeah, man. It's an awesome song, man. I need to get back writing. Why was the checks and balances 24 minutes? That's all we had. 24 minutes and 25 seconds. You wanted it longer? I'm going to do a full-length feature one day. A narrative. Costs a lot of money, man. You know what I mean? Costs a lot of money. So, but I appreciate you supporting it. Thank you, dog. I really appreciate it. You know, thank you for supporting it. It means a lot. Independent film work, man. When I'm able to put a whole budget, I'm in between a series or doing a film. And this one, I want to drop it on the internet. So I'm in the process of planning that now. Love y'all, man. Thank you, KK, for supporting it. Appreciate you, peoples, and everyone else. Mayana, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I feel good. I feel better tonight than I did last night. Thank you, guys. Yeah, 24 minutes is hell yeah. Yeah, Big Homie Cool. Great film, y'all. Go get it. It's pinned up in the comment section. Go get it.